Good morning.
And good morning. This is WRME Live, Weikert Realtors Main Edge out of Mustang, Oklahoma. It is June 29th, a day away from the year being half gone, right?
It's crazy.
It is. It seemed like just the other day we were celebrating Christmas and New Year's and all that other stuff.
I know. It just started and it's halfway over.
All right.
It's scary.
I'm going to depend on you today.
I know.
To keep me calmed down, okay?
We had some interesting happenings.
It's been fun days around the office. Lots of stuff going on. Let me see if I can make my...
Sorry, I had to adjust for a minute. There we go.
We did what?
Oh, better. We were a little crooked this
Oh,
way.
well. I'm not crooked. Well, we got some activity going on today anyway.
We do.
All right.
Okay, well, we're going to start off with Happy 4th of July early.
That's right.
And the offices will be closed the 4th and the 5th, but that doesn't mean that we're not working necessarily.
That's right.
So, if you're working with an agent here in the office and you need something, call them.
Just call them.
Nobody won't be at the office.
That's right.
So,
go out and spend some time with your families. Have a great 4th of July. I don't know if a lot of people are celebrating this weekend before the 4th. A lot of people after the weekend. I know our big celebration in Mustang is this weekend. Mm-hmm. We have the big bean supper and all that other stuff. It's a big deal.
Lots of places have lots of things going on.
And, in Mustang, it's a free-for-all. You can blow up all the stuff you want.
It's
and they
a
do.
war zone. Oh, my goodness.
But, that's part of what the 4th of July is about. I mean, I remember popping fireworks as a kid and all that stuff. Had a ball doing it, loved it. I actually feel a little bit bad for people that can't get out and do that. I think that's one of the neatest things we did as kids growing up was getting to have the 4th of July, popping the firecrackers and, just all that stuff. It's just, I never lit them in my hand and threw them. My dad would have beat me with a stick, okay? We were always safe with it. Now our mailbox wasn't safe, but we kind of blew it up one time. But,
Oops.
That's part of growing up and part of life in America, and it is a celebration. So
It's fun.
it is.
But be careful.
Yeah, and I know in Oklahoma City, you cannot pop fireworks. And if you come out to Mustang and buy fireworks and drive into Oklahoma City, they will get you for possession. And it's not I think they confiscate the stuff, actually.
They do, and if you set it off, it's all kinds of fun. So we have to drive a couple miles this way to set off.
All right. What all we got going on?
We got 2 open houses on Sunday from 2 to 4, 2237 Northwest 47th Street in Oklahoma City, and then 5204 Northwest 161st Terrace in Edmond. So go see those.
Take some time out on a Sunday afternoon. Well, what about this heat? We've got this heat dome moved in over yesterday.
We're pressure cooking.
I was just telling everybody earlier, I had just about got bit by the heat yesterday. I was out looking at some property. It was 10 acres in the bottom, and the weeds were 4 to 5 foot tall. And before you knew it, it was a heat index of 114. And I just started getting lightheaded. And I headed back to the truck. I had to sit there for a little bit. I'm like,
guess
this
we
is
need to
crazy.
get you the app on your phone.
What app?
For the emergency.
Oh, yes.
And I always pocket it.
Where I was at, and my truck was parked, if I'd have killed over right there, nobody would have checked on me for months. You wouldn't have found me. Because I did the dumb thing. I didn't tell anybody at the office where I was going. And this was Timbuktu, out between here and Union City, down in a spot where nobody would ever look. I won't do that again.
No.
Yeah, but it was hot yesterday. And then by the time I got home yesterday evening, I was supposed to mow the yard. I told my wife, I said, dude, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
I don't blame you.
It just exhausted me. It was crazy. I wish I could get my
a cup of ice with you.
Well, I was busy fighting off the
It would have
the
melted
bugs
in
and
2 seconds.
biggest grasshoppers I've ever seen. Big old yellow grasshoppers, 3.5, 4 inches long. I wanted to catch them, go catfishing, but I mean, they were everywhere. I'm like, wow, just like a biblical event. I mean, there was thousands of them. I'm just not used to seeing that many grasshoppers.
Okay, so I found some fun facts about the 4th.
Okay, give us some fun facts about the 4th.
150 million hot dogs are consumed each 4th of July.
And I do not eat all of those, okay?
And then they estimate spending for the 4th of July fireworks at $825 million plus.
Wow. You know, I learned some stuff this week because I'm kind of almost becoming a little bit of an environmentalist when it comes to plastic. I used to work in a plastic manufacturing plant, and I know how toxic a lot of the resins are that make plastic things and stuff like that.
Right.
But, you know, we got our recycling bin at home. You know, they're finally starting to do recycling. And in 1 week, we filled up a full-size dumpster just with water bottles, you know, paper plates, styrofoam, or not styrofoam, you know, just plastic stuff.
Plastic.
You know, forks and spoons, and you know, 4th of July weekend, you're going to be using all kinds of that stuff like that.
Yes.
If you don't have to use the plastic stuff, don't. Opt towards the dishes, okay? In the U.S., 300 billion tons of plastic a year go into the landfills.
I don't doubt it.
That is astronomical, and it's just crazy. And you know, I remember when I was growing up, we never had, you know, plastic forks and stuff like that. Even when we went to the lake, we had regular utensils and we'd wash them. You know, it was like pop bottles. You know, we used to collect pop bottles, turn them in for the money. Now you can't go anywhere without plastic bottles being everywhere. You know, we live on the river, and we had the big rain last weekend. So all the stuff from the western half of the state is washing down the river. And in probably 5 minutes, I bet I seen 1,000 water bottles floating down the river.
Wow.
You know, I mean, just in a short amount of time. I mean, it's just, they go everywhere. And of course, it all goes downstream, which heads, you know, to Eufaula, which heads to the Mississippi, which heads to the ocean, the Gulf. You know, like, you know, you've got to be mindful about stuff. I mean, I'm the first guy in the world to, you know, I can't resist driving through a mud hole. I'm not that kind of environmentalist.
Right.
But, you know, anything that can't recover from, you know, like the river, it recovers from everything. It washes everything clean.
Right.
You know, the river goes down, it looks like nobody's ever been there before. But, you know, you got to think about who's downstream and all the stuff going on there.
Yes.
Okay, that's my soapbox for the day.
So, quickly, we're going to talk about the code of ethics today.
All right, I tell you what, you know,
As a realtor,
we
have a code of ethics we have to follow.
and we must comply with that. I mean, if every realtor in our business followed the code of ethics strictly, it would be a wonderful business. I mean, it would make buyers and sellers, the realtors, everybody's life better. Okay,
Yes.
and I am adamant about following that code of ethics. I mean, and I get frustrated. I went through my continuing ed code of ethics class this week down at Ockmar. It was frustrating to see some of the people didn't pay any attention. They're playing Words with Friends on their phones and iPads, and it's serious stuff. Okay, I mean, that's what sets good realtors apart from the rest. Is taking these things to heart. You know, and it's all about basically the golden rule. You know, doing to others as you want them to do to you. Basic stuff. And if you're working with a realtor that even is skirting the rules a little bit, pick somebody else. Okay, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a dozen realtors. Okay, they're everywhere. Good realtors are few and far between. And I mean, I'm adamant about our agents being top of the crop as far as ethics and all that stuff.
So when we ask questions and we try to make sure of something, it's not that we don't trust you. We just don't want to step over a line.
Right.
Because we get it.
Rules.
Yes.
There's rules. Yeah, and I get frustrated at myself sometimes for being such a rule follower, but I've got a reputation to protect,
Yes.
and I want everybody to know that everything's going to be done a certain way, and I want to explain it to them. And sometimes I feel like maybe I'm preaching to like a buyer or seller, but we have to do things a certain way. Otherwise, lines can get crossed and things can get sideways.
Yes.
And that's not good for anybody. It makes for a stressful situation. And that's the last thing we're in this business to do is make stress on anybody. There's enough stress naturally without other stuff being stuck in there.
Yes. And because we are so adamant about following rules and doing things right, we do seem not really anal, but that's the best way to put it. We're not trying to be that way. It just seems that way because we want to make sure our I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and there's no way, because word of mouth is huge. So if
word of mouth is huge.
Something wrong,
most of my business still to this day comes from referrals. Okay, and if I've done something that doesn't want you to refer me, I need to know about it too. Okay. Because that is my lifeblood.
Yes.
Okay. Instead of sending you 500 mailers a year, so you're bound and determined to use me, I want a personal relationship. I want people to trust me. Okay, and you got to earn that trust. You absolutely do. What else we got going on today? I'm not going to beat everybody up about the code of ethics here.
No, we won't. We just got stuff in September. Western Days.
Western Days coming
Shout
up.
out for Western Days.
If you're going to be anywhere close to Mustang, what's the second weekend in September? It's a big deal here.
9th, yes. I think it's the second weekend. Hold on, I'll tell you for sure. Yes. Second weekend.
Yep. Looking forward to that. If you need any kind of real estate help, have real estate questions, we don't charge for answering questions and doing whatever. The only time we ever get paid is when a transaction goes to closing. Okay. Then once it's a successful closing, then we get paid. Okay.
There's another ethics thing though. If you are working with another agent, we cannot.
We will not
answer certain questions.
Okay.
And yes, exactly, will not, because that's crossing that line.
Right. And if you go to an open house and you're walking through there and they ask you if you're working for a realtor, be honest with them. If you are, great. If you're not, just tell them, we're not, but we're just looking whatever, they'll respect your space. Okay. But if they say, like if somebody come into my open house and I ask them if they're working for a realtor or with a realtor or whatever, and they say yes, I say, great. Here's a copy of the MLS. Take this to your agent. If they have any questions, have them call me. Okay? I'll answer any of your questions, but when it comes about this property, but if it comes to a real estate transaction deal, we're going back to your agent. I don't care if they're from Timbuktu or whatever. I will work with that other agent, and we want you to keep your relationship with the agent that you're working with. You absolutely have to do that.
And that means we can answer basic questions, square footage, stuff about the disclosure.
Yeah, everything that's on the MLS.
We
can't answer any background questions or any of that stuff.
Or will they pay my closing costs, or would they accept this amount, or that's something we can't discuss with you.
Right. And we love working with other realtors. Very seldom do we all get to do both sides of a transaction. It does happen. But you have to
Very seldom.
You have the fiduciary responsibility to both people. But whoever you're working with, and if you're working with a realtor, they have a fiduciary responsibility to take care of you. It is their job. And they don't get paid until anything closes. So,
right.
So it's in everybody's best interest to get it to close.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess we probably ought to wrap this up. Go out and have some of them 150 million hot dogs this weekend. And that's just a lot of hot dogs.
Well, it was like 100 100+ million pounds of meat and chicken, ground beef and chicken
Yeah,
bought.
chicken lips and all that other stuff.
It was
they put
crazy. I was looking up those facts. So.
All right, you put enough ketchup on it, you can eat anything. All right, we are Weichert Realtors Main Edge with WRME Live, Mustang, Oklahoma, where we do real life, real world real estate every day. Come and see us. Bye-bye.